visible to all?
Yes, it is.
So now
Yes,
let
sir.
me take you to, yeah, please. So let me take you to the journey of artificial intelligence and machine learning. We are hearing a lot of buzzword about AI and ML, but let's try to demystify what exactly AI and machine learning is all about. Just to give you an overview, the artificial intelligence, the machine learning, they are going through a rapid pace of, advancement. And right now, what we are seeing is more towards the agentic AI. So this is basically an overview, the subset of artificial intelligence. What is machine learning? So in a broad sense, artificial intelligence is a range of software technique that can enable a machine to mimic a human behavior. And a machine learning is a subset of AI, and it take cares of the big data part, the analyzing the data, the patterns in the big data sets. Then come the part of the deep learning. Deep learning and the neural networks, they are just more like a stimulation how our entire brain works, sensory organs, the different level of neurons are there, and different layers which process the information. So that's something which is similar to the neural network and deep learning. And then we are seeing a very interesting component of AI, the subset that is generative AI. We are using a lot of chat GPT, Gemini. So these are more of a generative AI tools. And we are also seen in Gemini, different trends are trending. You are able to create images, the text. So that's all the component of the generative AI. And now what's making the machine able to understand the human language. Sometimes we give the prompt in the voice language and the machine is able to understand. So that's the component of natural language processing, the way the machine is able to understand a simple human language. So this is just a brief overview. you know Now let me take what exactly, when we talk about artificial intelligence, what are the main component, and if you want to drive, what exactly it is required. So artificial intelligence, it requires a massive amount of data, and to process the data, it needs an excessive compute power, the GPUs and the TPUs. And once you have the data and the GPUs, it needs the sophisticated algorithm. So if you see, the entire LLMs, they are building a lot of and data which is available publicly on the internet, and somehow some proprietary data is also being used to train this LLM. So these are the basic building block for the building across an AI. So just to give you an overview, we will quickly jump to the hands-on tool. But first, I want to you all to understand, there are certain security and the ethical concept also, which should keep in mind while using any of the AI tools. Now we also have a DPDP act into place. So whenever we are dealing with citizen centric data, we have to take care of the privacy of the element, privacy of the data, the security aspect, because a lot of APIs are getting integrated. So you have to take care of the security concept, the transparency, and the third party risk also. So this is basically, we are using a lot of machine learning, and this is basically classified into three elements: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. So let just jump into the utility part, the AI tools, and how, if you go for an AI project, if you want to build any AI project, and let's say for the Manipur, how you can go for the execution of the AI projects. So this is the basic component of a AI life cycle. Once you want to execute any AI project, you start from the requirement collection analysis. Let's say in our previous interaction, there was a very interesting problem statement that Manipur state government wants, let's say, wants to build a land registration portal. So these are the problem statements, and once then you go for the collection of data, then you use machine learning model to train and further quantify it, and then go at the production level. So it's a continuous cycle of fine tuning the data set also. So just a brief overview of our India AI mission. Let's say the states want to drive AI initiative. Then under India AI mission, lot of supports are being given. Yeah, So any specific query or like,
Yeah, Prabhat, I think they want you to just hide this pop-up.
okay, le-
Mr.
okay.
Roshni Chandra, please go on mute. Yeah, thank you. Please go on mute.
So this is to highlight, what are the different facilities we are giving under India mission. Because once you want to deploy any AI solution, you need a compute facility. So under India AI compute facility, we are providing the GPUs. So, major OEM vendors like Nvidia, Intel's, they are there, and we are providing a GPU at a very discounted rate. So if any department has any specific problem statement for which they require the compute, they can go to the India AI compute portal and they can give their problem statement and the requirement, the specification, then the India AI team, and they can provide you depending upon the priority, the compute facility. The load of data set is also there. And we are also building across a safe and trusted AI component so that every community is being represented. So this is for the AI Kosha platform, the data set platform, because as I already told, AI require a building block of lot of data. So let's say in case if you are not having sufficient data, so you can go to the India AI Kosh platform and you can explore the data sets. So these data sets are machine readable. You can readily deploy out for the training for the machine learning algorithm. So you can log into the India AI Kosh platform and you can explore the data sets. So data set, let's say corresponding to agriculture, corresponding to healthcare. So under different domains, different data set is available, which you can utilize. And the best part is this particular data set is available to the startups, to the government, and to the industry at large also. So just to give you an illustrative, how let's say for particular healthcare, why this is a data set comprising of X-ray scan of the TB patients. To give you an overview, how we can utilize the AI component. So let's say you have a data set of a patient which are infected by tuberculosis. Any query or I think you can go on. So this is just to highlight, that you have the data set, and this data set could be, trained on machine learning algorithm, and with a certain degree of accuracy and probability, they can highlight about the predictive occurrence of a disease in a patient. So that's the capability of AI, giving the power of prediction. And similarly, it goes for agriculture, education, and you want to build the smart cities. So this is I'm just giving a brief overview in terms of the different domains, how different domains, what sort of a use case are there. Just say in healthcare, I pointed out in terms of tuberculosis, you can use it for a different sort of disease patterns. You can have the data set and you can have a machine learning algorithm here to fine tune about the predictive occurrence. And this is about the agriculture. Let's say farmers are utilizing uh, how, let's say there's a drone is there, drone is able to capture the agriculture, the seed data, and that data is being directly fed into the machine learning algorithm along with other data sets, let's say about the soil condition, about the weather condition, the moistures. So these sorts of data set could be combined, and it could give the farmer a written recommendation, what could be the sowing pattern could be there, or let's say if a different an adverse climatic condition is occurring, so it can combine and it can give the information to the farmer in their own regional connect. This is about the travel also. We can have more of a chatbot solution. Digi Yatra is also one of the prime use case of the AI adoption. We see AI in finance. Right now, most of us are, experiencing that, you have certain pre-approved personal loans. So how that is happening? At the back end, AI is working the machine learning algorithm. They are cross-checking the component, your CIBIL score, let's say, and they are building a financial profile on it. So these profiles are being the attributes parameters. They are being done in a correlation, and they are used to build your credit profile, which is in tune leading to the pre-approved personal loan. And this is something which is in e-commerce trending right now. A lot of smartphones are bringing up this particular capabilities where you can simply click an image of an object and you can search it across the internet. So just you like any particular item in an object, you can simply click an image, you can search on the internet, and across the e-commerce platform you know you can view it, and if you find an interest you can even buy it. So that sort of capabilities are coming. Logistic is also very critical component, how we can have, let's say, maybe in the food supply and all. So how we can have a logistic, the component where the right component is available at the right time, where we have a minimum disruption. So that's coming into the part of logistic part. Now, this is a very interesting thing in terms which is happening right now is that deep fakes. Lot of deep fakes are being generated. I will also briefly show you, how the image generation component are happening. But somehow these are the certain, I would say, negative effects which are being proliferated by cyber criminals and all in terms of generation of the deep fakes. So this is also one critical element. So now, let me showcase you, these are three particular images I just want to highlight. Can any of you can unmute and just say, which particular image they are finding as fake and which one is. So, s- some of you just like may say that, the image on the left seems to be a fake and the image on the right may seems to be a fake. But just to point out, all these images are fake. They are all generated by generative AI tools. So that's the level of sophistication that is happening with the AI tools, and it is giving to a rise of deepfakes. So certain at ministry level also we are working on certain guidelines which can highlight across which are the AI generated images or not. So different procedure rules are into the place also. So these were the certain element which were earlier used to detect the deepfakes, but right now I would say with so much sophistication, the technology.
Prabhat, can I interrupt in between?
Yeah,
Coming back to the picture that you showed it to us, how do you know whether it's a deep fake or it's a real one? What's the differentiation, the criteria for judging whether it's real or fake?
I would say it's impossible for a simple human person to simply detect these are the deepfakes. You can identify the deepfake only with the help of the AI tools. So right now, what is happening once the AI any image is generated, typically the AI tools they have a certain watermarking in it. So through watermarking, you can identify, which are images are being generated through the tools and which are the original ones. And there is also a pixel level, which at a very finer, granular level, you can cross check in terms of pixel, analysis, which can pinpoint these are the image, are the fake one. So this can only be possible with the help of a AI tool. Not, I would say, it is impossible for a simple human person to detect with the level of accuracy of this deep fake images. And this is
So,
also, yeah.
so essentially, there are no checking it out as a layman to find out whether the chances of it being a fake or not is.
Yes, I say there are AI tools. Let's say, I would say there is C2PA, that is, Content Provenance Alliance is happening. So they are giving a different mechanism that I say that, watermark is one of the prime area which can help in identification of the AI generated images and all. So let's say if state government you are running across any, let's say from promotional campaign, and how you identify which particular image is being issued by the state government and which is not.
Yeah.
So on that component, you can watermark the image with the tools with image, and once that particular image is being, let's say, edited and shared on social media, So through the help of the AI tool, you can detect, this is an altered image. So this is only possible with the help of AI tools, the watermarking concept right now as per. And if you need, I can share certain, details of the tools also, which I will share along with SEMT's team, and they can, send it across to the different departments of the state. So I will share that particular list of tools which you can explore. Any further question on this particular defects?
Thank you. That will do. That will do.
Yeah. So this is also just a one particular image, just to highlight. If we see at image number one, most of you would find out in a fraction of second that there is one red apple among the bunch of green apples. So that is something a human mind is able to correlate, and this is an outlier also. That is called, which is not fitting into the pattern. So that's an outlier. So that's how something, machine learning algorithm works. So let's say you have a, data sets of maybe, let's say, of millions of transactions. So the machine learning algorithm has that capability, which can identify an outlier. So these are helping in a lot of financial, detection of financial fraud also. And just to highlight, in the recent days, Haryana GST department, they were able to identify a GST tax evasion with the help of certain correlation in terms of GST filing. Just say that one particular mobile number was being utilized to file, let's say, around about 12 to 12 GST returns with the different companies and with the same IP. So that's the level of correlation which you can run with the help of AI and can help in identification of the frauds. So you must be also saying that AI is also very sophistication, but this is to highlight a concept of negation AI. Negation AI is just like, let's say we are giving a prompt to, let's say, for mid journey, create a beautiful chubby image of a female and of a male. So this is a certain to highlight, that AI is still undergoing a lot of, I would say, evolution. And if we see the image, for the, so this is particular for female, the AI is generating the beautiful image, and its same prompt is given for a male. It is still generating a chubby face. So this is just to highlight the negation which is happening. The AI models are undergoing a lot of trainings and evolution. And just these are the other example. If we give a prompt, just give me an image of a dog without an ear, or give me an image of a car without tires. Because machine learning algorithm, they are trained on the images. They are So they are able to classify that component on the images which they receive. So this is just to illustrate how different things are there. So now let me go into the tools demonstration and all. Meanwhile, if anybody has any question, they can ask. Any question about any particular, like any technology and anything. So now let me go into the concept of prompting. What exactly the prompt is, how we use different AI tools. S- So now let me showcase you in terms of different AI tools, free to use AI tools which we have. Now let me. So just to highlight, I hope the screen is visible. Now let me demonstrate the the power of AI in terms of, let's say, we are having a infected crop. I hope my screen is visible, right? Can anybody confirm?
Yes, Prabhat.
So just to say that, this is, a image I'm searching in Google in terms of, let's say, infected crops. So let's say, I copy this particular image and I go on. Yeah, so this is, I simply copy paste this and say, analyze this image. So, it simple, you know, I didn't give any context, anything. I just simply find a random image on the internet and I'm trying to analyze this particular image. So you can see, you know, it is giving a very concise sort of an expert analysis, and it even highlighted is a leaf image. So that is something, you know, these are called, you know, visual analytics, the deep learning analytics. They are analyzing the image and they are identifying, you know, what sort of pattern is there, and on the basis of pattern they are giving a breakdown. And you just see, you know, in the, and it is the beauty of AI, it is even telling you, you know how you can have more of a treatment plan also, how you can have a preventive measure, or maybe how you can run across any state specific, let's say, you know, drive across infected uh, so this is something which is quite powerful. Now let me go you through the, let's say we go through this is a tool called Google Gemini, you know. Now let's say, you know, DPDP Act is there. So let me simply ask, if anybody has any, you know, suggestion, I can demonstrate on that also. It is an open forum. Anybody has any problem statement which they want to explore or which they want to try, we can try on that. So let's say, you know, uh, give a brief summary of DPDP Act, let's say. So, and just to highlight, this is just to demonstrate across different tool. It is not promotion of any of the tools. So different tools are there like Chat GPT, Google Gemini, and Perplexity is also there. So you can use any of the tools. And I will also highlight, you know, how what difference they have. So just like this is giving an outline, you know, of DPDP Act, you know, who it applies to, digital data and territorial scope, what are the key roles, a data principal, data fiduciary, consent manager. So now the key difference, I have given this particular prompt in Google Gemini, and this is a particular prompt which I have used in Perplexity. So the difference you see in Perplexity is, you know, it is giving a reference of the sources also. It is giving a reference of, you know, Digital Guardian, user centric. So that's how, you know, different LLMs are working, which can highlight which data source they are referring for giving, you know, particular information. And even in Gemini you can highlight, you know, give the sources of data. So whenever you are collecting an information, you just try to identify the source of data also, so that you have the authentic and the trusted information. I think my net is little slow, that's why it's taking little time. But and then I will also, you know, highlight across how you can have infographic also, the image creation component part also. So now just to showcase, you know, let's say, you know, we have a DPDP. This. So now see, you know, this particular prompt has given all the sources of the information. That is highlighting, you know, it's the gazetted notification which is being published. Date of publishing is also being mentioned, and how. So these are the sources you can extract. Now let's try to, you know, create little infographic, because, you know, we are able to analyze information which is very in a contextual or a simple manner. So now we are different tool. Now let's try to use, this is an tool. This is called Google Nano Banana. It is quite trending in terms of, you know, creation of images. So now let me say, you know, create a rich infographics on DPDP. So it may take a certain times for the image creation, but let me meanwhile also demonstrate, let's say if you have to create a presentation on, let's say for DPDP. So there is a tool called Gamma. It's a free to use app. And once you go for a pro level, you can have more sort of a capability also. Now, let's say, want to create any particular presentation you want to create. So there are different options which is available. You can simply create a presentation with the help of a prompt also, or maybe you have certain context, certain information. Then you can upload that particular context, either maybe in a simple textual images or maybe through a file also, and then images, and then you can have the entire presentation. So let's try to create a simple through prompt. So let's try to create a maybe a tourism website for, let's say, Manipur. So this is just a simple prompt I'm giving, and just see the beauty of AI and how quickly it can generate the entire PPT. And so now this is giving the context, and I'm limiting it to, let's say, these cards reflect the number of decks which you want to have. And let's say I and even now you can highlight what sort of a presentation you need it, maybe a detailed one or maybe extensive one, or you need simple concise. And even you can set the visual also, what sort of a visuals you need, and what sort of a images source you want to use. You can have more of a, let's say, maybe a illustrative, or you need certain animated images, so you can add that. And now let's try to generate this presentation. And meanwhile, let's even check for the prompt which we have given in Google Gemini. So let's see, this is the rich infographic which has been created by a simple prompt in Google Gemini. And you see how beautifully it has highlighted the critical component of the DPDP Act, where it is highlighting across the data principle, what right it has, the consent manager, the data fiduciary part. And if you see, it is even giving you the timeline part also, because in DPDP it is being suggested for the 18 months timeline also. So this is the capability you should explore. Let's say you want to create any, maybe a simple infographic for promoting any educational component, or maybe some health related information or financial related information. So you can simply give a prompt and you can create a rich infographics. Now let's try to see the presentation which we are seeing. So this is the presentation which is being created with just a simple prompt of promoting Manipur tourism. So it is giving certain Manipur tourism policy, infrastructure and investment. Now let's we want to have it more of, because it's not highlighting. So it is giving how you can experience in Manipur. You can. So now let's say create a different prompt and highlight it, because it's not focusing more on Manipur tourism, highlighting, let's say, festivals, or maybe the hotspots for travel, or maybe let's like the best time to visit.
Jadi Day1 is nga akhꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯥꯕꯗꯣ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯇꯥꯅꯤꯡꯉꯤꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ
So now you see, I have given more context and how the content has been modified according to the Now let's say try to generate it. So this is, the more the context, the more the information you give to the AI tool, the more relevant output it has. Now let's see, it is giving a very different presentation. Tajal, why visit Manipur? And it is highlighting the fact I want to highlight. I see, you list top festival of Manipur, and it is giving along the best time to visit, when it is being there. Must visit hotspot. So it is highlighting Kangla Fort, Loktak Lake, exploring Manipur district. So this is, how you can give more of a contextual content, and you can refine your output. And now I was saying, what is the best time to visit in Manipur? So it is giving a bifurcation, what is the weather range, and it is highlighting like October to March is the peak season, summer season. And this is the festival which are being highlighted. Now, the critical component is, because these are all the information which is created by AI tool, but still you should have an, human in the loop, an expert who should cross check every little fact before, making it uh, publicly and making it large to the citizens. Any specific use case you want to create anything? Now, let's say, you this is the presentation. You propose this particular presentation. Now you want to create, let's say, a website dedicated to Manipur tourism. So this is a tool called lovable.dev. So, this can help you with in terms of website creation. So let's say create a website. So these are the tools, but it is asking. So, I have given a prompt, create a website. So this particular prompt may take a certain time to create the website. So let's, it is highlighting, I will create a stunning Manipur tourism website with an immersive design. So this is a prompt, and now you say, create it. So it will create. Meanwhile, let's, explore other tool. So there is a tool called, Napkin. So Napkin is basically used to create rich, flow diagrams and infographic. So let's say I was talking about, you know, let's say maybe if anyone wants to suggest anything, we can try on right now on a tool. So let's say, you know, maybe for, let's say, DPDP implementation. So these are different tools. You can utilize any of the tools which you want to, explore and suit best of the interest. So now this is a simple prompt about DPDP I have given. Now let's say I simply wants to create any infographic for any particular information. Let's say I want to have something about what, data principal rights would are there. So you can simply select it, and you can create, you can click this particular image to generate visuals. So these are the certain visual which are being highlighted. You can choose any of the pattern. Let's say you choose this. So this is a simple text, and now this particular text has been converted into an infographic. It is now, you see, this is highlighting this particular element: right to assess, right to correction, right to erasure, right to data portability, and all these are being highlighted. And the best part is, you can even edit it. You can edit any of the information you want. So this is are the capability in the napkin. Let's say you want to create for something else. Let's say maybe about this particular. So you select it and just simply click on generate visuals. So this is something which has been generated. You can use any of the design which you want to have. Let's say I'm choosing this. So, and even you can go for the color combination, or even the font, the layout. It all could be done. So just imagine you have any simple promotional you want to do. So you have the text and you want to create a rich infographic. So you can use this particular tool for creating. Now let's go into the tool of Lovable and just see how it is creating. It is still taking a little bit of time. Now let me also demonstrate further tools of Microsoft Copilot. What sort of a feature Microsoft Copilot has. So this is just to highlight. Let's say you want to have a more, you are a time constraint and you want to learn more in terms of information. So how you can have, let's say this is particular YouTube is there, and I don't have a much time to go through the entire video. So simply you can use this Copilot features. This is a plugin, and you can use it. Let's say I'm using @ to select the context, and I simply say summarize this video, or simply let's say summarize. Now it is giving me the summary of this particular YouTube video. So these are the set of features which you can utilize in Copilot. You can even create a presentation also with the help of a Copilot.
Prabhat, there are some few questions in the chat.
Yeah, please.
Uh,
Just a second. How can we anonymize data before uploading to AI tools? So that's something, there are data anonymizer. There are tools which can help in identification of the PI information. So I would say that there is a tool for data anonymizer. It can identify any of the particular PI information, let's say mobile number, email ID, and through that particular tool you can anonymize the data, or you can even replace it with other contextual data. That answers the question. Or what type of government data can be safely used with the AI tool? What data should never be uploaded? So I would say the data which is available in a public domain, you can safely use it. And the data which is being classified as, let's say, confidential and all, you should not use it in AI tools. So the data classification needs to be happened by the prospective department. How can sensitive records, like say health record, beneficiary detail, can be protected while using AI tools? So while I was highlighting, the AI project lifecycle. So in that particular, AI project lifecycle, there is a component called, while you are training the data set. On that particular data set, you can use data anonymizer, or even you can mask that particular information so that no sort of PI information is being removed. revealed. So this is only able to happen through the tools. Can we use AI platform invade user privacy like controversial Sanchar Sati app? No, yes, there are certain, I would say, misuses also happening, and but I think as a official, we have to build that layer of defense. And I think in during the later course, we would have a dedicated session on the security and the safe and trusted component, which will be taken by a cybersecurity head. So I think he will be able to go forward for that critical component also. Deepa, I guess you have shared the agenda because we have very dedicated session on safe and trusted AI. Because right now I'm more focusing on the content, the tool part. I think more of the information as questions are coming on the security aspect. So we have one dedicated session on cybersecurity as so, but anything
Yes,
specific? Yeah.
I did share the agenda, but I think people are just curious. So yeah, everybody, there are upcoming
No,
sessions
but
also.
yes. But just a rule of thumb, you should use the data with the AI tool which is available on publicly. So so that's the basic rule of thumb. And if yeah, and you are able to identify what sort of data is confidential if it has any of the PI information. So that should not be utilized. But we will go on a dedicated session, and that would be taken by another cybersecurity expert. So if any other question is there, would love to answer.
Yeah, in middle of this, just a short, break. Let's take a short break, and I'll request our Secretary IT, sir, Shri Thokcham
Yeah.
Kiran Kumar, to say a few words. Sir.
Yeah, good noon, everyone. Yeah, I could not join you in between, especially in the starting of the program, because of the visit of the Honorable President of India. We are engaged in various other assignments. Parts of all, I would like to appreciate initiative, especially the team from NEGD and MIT for sponsoring and then initiating this particular AI for good governance. We also have a very large participants, means around 150 number of participants, which we could not accommodate when you had the first this one training in Imphal in the month of August. And we are happy that people are participating in good numbers over here. You must be having, especially I think today's class is mostly taken by Prabhat. Thanks from our side. Tomorrow, I think we are having sessions with Samrat and team. I'll not take much of time because it's in the midst of your this one session. I wish all the best to the entire team, both the faculty members and the trainees over here. We look forward that the training which you are getting through this platform is used for capacitating you, means empowering you for various administrative works in the department. AI is taking over in the last 1-2 years. This is going to grow, and then we need to get leverage out of these tools over here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Prabhat, there's one more question
Thank you.
in the.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please. How can we develop a database-driven website without much knowledge of programming using AI? Which AI tools other than Lovable best suited for building them? Uh, I would say, there are tools like Cursor.ai is there for programming and coding, but still, there are certain level of risk are being associated. Right now there was even a security incident, where the AI tool like Replit, it deleted the entire database. So somehow, whenever you are deploying any AI tool, you need to also go through the AI security component part also. Just like you were saying, how to safeguard the confidential information also. How we can have more of a safeguard against prompt injection or maybe model inversion. So these are different level of cybersecurity threat which are unique to the AI systems. Yes, I will share across the PPT soft copy. I will definitely share. So now let me try to reshare my screen and for the AI tools.
Nice.
So I hope the screen is visible.
Okay.
And just to highlight, in Lovable, this particular tool, we have given a prompt, create a website for Manipur tourism. So this is, the outcome. You just see how beautifully it has rendered the website page. This is so hyper realistic. It is highlighting about the, you know,
Mr. Lokeshwar, can you please go on mute? I'm unable to mute you from here.
so just see, just by a simple single line of prompt, I have created a website layout for, promoting Manipur tourism. It is highlighting, this Kangla Fort is there, Loktak Lake is there, the Joki Valley. Hmm. These are, simply just you can imagine, how you can at what level of pace you can bring across in your work while adopting an AI tools. So this is giving you the all times, what is the best time. So these sort of capabilities are existing with the AI tools. And just to highlight, even it is giving in a footer, the different sort of information generally a tourist seeks, maybe in terms of a customer care information or maybe in terms of a tourism. So you can create any maybe an education portal, or maybe in earlier interaction we try to create one land registration portal also. So let me give a very different prompt and try to create a something very unique to Manipur. I'm not just see how simple in a very natural language we are giving a prompt, and how contextual relevant output we are getting. So you can play around the prompt and you can create the information specific to your requirement. So typically it takes a little time, a couple of minutes, in terms of generating and rendering the information. So now let's say you have a visual infographic. Now you want to create a something, maybe a concept note. Let's say you have any idea. So now let's go how we can create more of a concept note. Let's say now this is something which I already told. The more the context, the more relevant information you give to an LLM and AI tools, the more accurate or the more relevant information it will give. So let's say as director of IT. So this is simple. I'm giving a context, and let's try to create a concept note. So these sort of it is highlighting what exactly how it is planning to do. It is project planning. So you can click across and you can see how the LLM is planning for the prompt execution. It is going into the project planning. It is gathering information, outlining the framework, So now let's see, how it is creating. So just see, with a simple single line of prompt, it has created a concept note, which is, hiding the subject line, and it is, something very creatively it has mentioned for a unified land registration and management system for Manipur. You know, it is giving an executive summary, everything. Now what is highlighting, what is exactly the how what exactly the problem is happening. The problem is happening in terms of siloed data, a lot of manual processes being driven, and there is different, geographical constraint also in terms of getting the land registration. So this is how you can, create around a concept node. And let's say you want to go now, this is even giving a timeline, how you can plan across a timeline, how you want to go for execution, how, and it is giving, what are the certain critical success factor which you need to focus upon while going for a land registration portal. Let's say it's saying you need to have a digitization of legacy report. You need to have the capacity building, the connectivity, and what sort of a outcome it needs to have. It will have a reduced turnaround time, and it is giving a budget estimation also. Now let's say you want to have a technology architecture, or maybe you want to have a tech stack, you know and now even you can specify it, you're uh, focusing more on, open source platform. And what I would suggest, these the different you give to different LLMs, they will generate a different outcome. Let's say this particular was being given for Gemini, and now let's say, we want to go in Chat GPT, and let's say, how it creates that information. So every LLM, they have a different algorithm, different set of training data, and they create a different output for this. Now we can see, how a variance in output is there for different LLMs. So you can fine tune it according to, let's say, it is highlighting in a different way. It is proposing for an integration layer with, DigiLocker, Umang. So these are the, use play around with the things, and you can identify. Now let's say, you are asking for the tech stack. So, it is even giving you the tech stack if you want to build. It is giving a microservice architecture, which is generally preferred. And it is giving, even the breakout, what sort of a front end you can have, and the back end also. So just to highlight, even maybe you are non-technical, but you want to understand, you know, just I say, I need an open source sort of a tech stack. So this is highlighting the entirely an open source framework. It is highlighting the Apache API 6. So now even just say, so this was the prompt which was given for the website creation of a land registration portal in Manipur. Let's say a very simple single prompt, and you look at the output, how in detail it has created everything. Land registration portal, it is generally, with the help of property ID, you can search across the property. You can go for the new registration, or a citizen can track across the status of their application, and you can highlight across the certain. So just to highlight, these all are right now are certain AI generated numbers, but once you are creating it, you need to have a validated data sets. and it is giving comprehensive land services, land registration, property search, document verification. If you want to go for the mutation of the property, how you can go for this succession certificate in case of a death. So just see, even it is getting quite creative, and it is highlighting in how a very simple process could be there for creation of a maybe a property ID. So this is the beauty, the capability you have with the AI tools. You have something, a concept and an idea. It is, you can visualize it, and you can even go at the technology angle. You can explore the tech stack. You can create the concept node. So, the capabilities are endless. It's up to your area of interest where you want to go for it. Now let's see, earlier once we were creating a website for tourism, it was giving the tourism department. Now we are creating a website for land registration portal, and look the level of customization it is highlighting for revenue department. So any particular use case which you want to explore, we can give a prompt and can check across.
Yes, anybody has any suggestion on what on anything you want to explore?
So there are different ways you can explore. There are different, agriculture health department is there, so you can just simply type a prompt and you can have a fine-tuned output to it. If any specific question or something is there, I can try to address it. But there are different AI tools, different, like, just like I was saying, there's Chat GPT, there is Gemini. Which AI tool to use to create a DPR? You can use any of the AI tool like Gemini. Let's say if you want to
Yeah,
create a
Prabhat, your
DPR,
voice is breaking.
yeah, now it's better. So now let's say this particular question is there: which AI tool can be used to create? Uh, I would say there is no single best to use tool. Let's say in terms of ranking, I would say this AI tool is best. No, as such classification is there, because the models keep on releasing, and there is a different new layer of architecture and new layer of capabilities are being built. Now let's try to even create a, let's say, maybe a DPR for land registration portal. you know so let's see and analyze how a different output is there. So I'm giving this particular prompt to Chat GPT, and now let's give us similar prompt to Gemini also. S- so just to highlight, there is no a very, this is the best tool. It is not rightly to say, because every model has a different training material and different output. Now it is giving an option. Chat GPT is giving an option whether you want to have a concise or maybe a standard government where it is capturing the as is architecture, or maybe a
Prabhat,
comprehensive. Yeah.
Prabhat, I don't know. I'm not able to see your whatever you're doing because I'm just seeing this meeting screen.
Is it visible right now, or shall I try to stop and
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
try to
Please do that.
yeah, let me try to reshare. Now is the screen visible, Deepa?
That's coming up. 1 second. I don't know whether my network is slow or
Can anybody else confirm whether it is loading at their side or everybody is happy?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's visible.
Oh,
visible.
thanks. Yeah, thanks for confirming. I think Deepa, the network is slow at your end. So,
okay.
no
Yeah.
issues. So, this is, I given a prompt for DPR creation. Now let's see, I given this particular prompt in Chat GPT, and it is giving you an option, how you need maybe a concise DPR or maybe a standard government DPR or a comprehensive. Let's say, let's now also to say, this is particular feature I'm using a pro version. While you may be using a free version, it has a limitation in terms of tokens. So yeah, let's say we say create a concise DPR. And now let's see, how Google Gemini has given an option. Now Google Gemini is directly going into the creation of a DPR. It is not giving an option whether we need a concise or pager. So that's what I say. Different LLMs, different outputs. So this is a DPR which is being generated by the Gemini tool. So it is highlighting the scope of work and how you can go for the different element building block like digitization of records for the infrastructure, how you can have for the infrastructure, what sort of a technology framework it could have. And now in the DPR, there is a critical element of even for the implementation. So it is suggesting, let's say, maybe a timeline of 18 months. And it is giving a financial estimate, the budget, what sort of a, financial elements would have to different component in terms of the application development. And you are buying any licenses for the software, it may have a for infrastructure part, for the capacity building part, because once you are going for the rollout of a program, you need to train the staff and the officials. PMU part, you need to establish a PMU part. And the good thing is, you can directly export it to the seeds, and you can do a level of analysis also and create certain visuals for it. So this is being created by Gemini. And now let's see how it is being created by Chat GPT. It is giving a
And
very
Prabha, there are
different
some more
output in
questions.
terms of how you can. Yeah. So just let me highlight this, and then we can take upon the questions also. So this DPR is highlighting in a very different context how you can utilize the certain initiative which is existing. Now it is giving an objective scope of the project, what benefit would be there to the citizen services, departmental service, technology and integration. So it is more focused, it is giving you a highlight toward the utilizing the existing DPI also. How you can add DigiLocker and Umang integration, geotagging, the architecture it is being proposed. And now let's see the, what sort of a timeline it is proposing. So the timeline more or less is, in a similar range. It is proposing a timeline for 15 months, and Google Gemini was suggesting for 18 months. What sort of governance architecture? And let's say, in the terms of the financial, it is giving a financial outlay of, let's say, 8 to 10 CR. And if we go in Gemini, it is also, into the similar range, 8.5 CR. So this is the contextual element. Look how close they are in terms of the financial estimation. So yeah, now let me try to see the questions. Show us how to design a house or a building structure. Can you elaborate on that question? Like what exactly, how to design a house? Like, uh, if you can be little elaborative on your question, it will help me to answer. Any other specific question? I only see one additional question in terms of how to design a house, a building structure. I think now we can take any question and answer we have, and so anybody, I think Deepa, you can coordinate. Some, people can raise their hand and can unmute and can ask their question.
Prabha, there is one more question which is like, I'm not sure because I had some network issues. Is Manipur is having more than 33 different tribes having different
Okay.
dialects. Is it possible to translate one dialect to another so that one can understand other dialects?
Yes, they are. I would say at a national level, we have a bhashni. It is which is helpful in terms of translation. But if we go to very, I would say hyper local. I agree there would be different dialects in terms at Manipur. But for that, you need to build the custom model. No as specific ready to use models are there. They may have on a you know specific language, but if you want to go at a very hyper customization level, then you need to create the data set and then train the model to have a different dialects and different things. For that, it needs the entire AI project lifecycle part. You need to collect the dialects, you need to have collected within the regulatory framework, the DPDP part. Then you need to have the GPUs, the models which will be trained on these dialects, and there will be a team which will be testing across and fine tuning the component. So yes, it is possible, but you need to have the entire team, the component, which the part I highlighted. Once you want to highlight any AI project, you need the data, the compute component, and the algorithm component. So yes, it is possible. I hope I answered your question, because the question you are asking, it is very unique, because this is happening. Even we got a similar sort of query. I would say even it was specific from Jammu and Kashmir, where they want to detect across the hate speeches. Now, how to go for the detection? Because a different level of dialects, and different, regional level, regional languages exist. So how you can have identification? For that, you need to have that custom model which can identify across the dialects, the context.
Yeah, and one more question is, show us how to design house or a building structure using an AI tool.
Yeah, that question I need a little elaboration. I'm not able to understand the context. If maybe if they can design or 3D house plan instead of depending on architecture or designer. So you want to create a, okay, house plan, or maybe a visual architecture. Let me try to do, but there are specialized software for it. But that's an interesting thing. Let me try to give this prompt.
And Prabhat, you're not sharing your screen, okay?
Oh, just a second, just a second. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So I am trying this in Google Gemini, create a 2D house model. 2D model. house. Let me try to create. But this is a very, I would say, an interesting question. But any specific context in terms of if you generate a particular model for a house, is it it will be related to the registration and getting the approval from the state government authority for construction of a house? Yeah. Well, let me, so this has been created by Gemini, a Manipur house plan. Now let's try to have it maybe. I'm giving a more context. Act as a civil engineer and prepare detailed. Let's say now try to create a 3D layout. With specification. Now let me try to create a 3D layout for a house. But I think, let's see, it's a quite a unique. But now, we are giving it more of a context nowadays, Manipur. Proposed 3D layout. Plot size. Now, it is going into the detail. Now, let's say, what is saying, it is asking, for the house construction, whether it is in a seismic zone or it is in a heavy rainfall, topography and soil. So now, once I have given a context of a civil engineer, it is looking into, it is acting as a that persona and trying to identifying the element. Exterior 3D, and now it is asking for a structure, whether it needs to be a G+1 structure, how much facade we needs to have, interior. So this has given a detailed outline. Now let's say, I want to create create. So this is something, you can create. Let's see, how it is creating. But how you are finding the details, the question is being asked by, so how you finding the details, I would say. But the details are good, I would say, if we are planning a house, then we do need to consider this sort of an element, where we are, laying the foundation. And it is going to the quite detailed also. How you want to have a concrete grade mix, reinforcement, the element in going for the steel element. So now let's see, it is creating an image. And meanwhile, let me try to see other questions also. At present, how many language AI is all set to translate? I would say right now we are able to correspond to the regional languages. They are being there, but to India is a land of diversity, and to have all those, it will take a time. Is AI accurate all the time? That being question being asked. So I would say no. AI is not accurate. AI do a lot of hallucination also, where So this it has created, just to stop in between, this has created a 3D view layout, and now it is giving the detailed plan also. So this is interesting. Now we were asking, it is giving the detailed element also. So I think, once you have that, architectural expertise, maybe, it can refine the prompt, and we can have a very different. But imagine, this is absolutely incredible. It is creating something on the basis of simple prompt. Is this something which you were looking, or like it was, or is this particular question, is this the result of layout? Is it more in align with the requirement, like the output you were expecting, or it is different? uh,
Yeah, Mr. Gomay, please respond to this because I think you have raised a query.
yeah. So is it different? Were you expecting this sort of a response, or you were looking some other elements, or maybe other concept? Now it is giving the layout, how you can have this.
Now he's responded saying that yes, this is it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now just imagine, I'm not, something, maybe a civil engineer, but I am giving a persona, so that I'm giving a context, so that AI could create a relevant detail. So this is, which is the critical element. You have to define the persona, you have to give the context. Let's say, the persona was for a civil engineer, and the context I gave, that I need a 3D layout for a house in Manipur. So the more, if you go in a, now we can even say, let's say if you want to refine this prompt, you know we can say refine this. Maybe you can ask the LLM also, refine the prompt, how you can do it. Let's say, even I give this a prompt refinement to chat GPT. So LLM is just like, so you know this is how you can refine of a prompt. Look, it is giving the entire detail. So maybe if you can simple ask the LLM how you can refine more of a prompt. Now it is saying, senior civil 3D architecture for a modern. Now this is the thing, which we look upon. It was a residential house, you know, and it is looking for the, more detailed element, utilities, what sort of information, solar power, whether we want to have a solar power provisional. And now it is looking for a compliance requirement also, the layout, it should be compliant with the structural design, or maybe zone 5 earthquake safety. And let's say what we were, and how it is being given by Google Gemini. Google Gemini is highlighting, because Manipur received, I think it is highlighting, what could be a plot area, which is being there for construction of a house, and what sort of a design style you are looking for, a contemporary Manipuri, or maybe a modern traditional design. So this is, which you can create it. You can simply, ask it, refine it according to your need. So any other specific questions we can have?
Does anybody has any query? Please raise. You can unmute your mic and speak also.
Yeah. But I would say, once, I think the problem statement which generally comes are quite unique to each state, because Manipur has a different geography and maybe demography, and even a cultural aspect also. So once you are trying to build, this is the real problem and the challenge which is coming to AI, how it can design something very relevant or hyper customized to the cultural fit of to the people. So this is the next level of advancement which would happen in AI, which will have a cultural cultural context in the AI LLM models. This is the area of research where Microsoft, Google's, they are working. But for this, India AI mission is there. You have any problem statement in which you need any of the help, you can, whether it be related to the GPUs, whether it is related to the data set, you can explore the India AI mission and the different portals which are available. And I would say, going forward, we will, and just like what I foresee, the lot of queries were in terms of the confidentiality and the cyber security. Yes, as a government official, if we are using an AI tools, then how we can be ensure we are using a safe and trusted platform, how we can have more of information anonymization, masking of the data. So we will have a dedicated session on that for cybersecurity expert, which will be able to drill down deeper to those particular concerns. Deepa, do we have anything which we need specific focus, or maybe any further query from any of the participants? We can go.
I think currently that's what I think everybody are pretty good so far.
Right.
So we don't
But I
have
would
any.
say it is just like a learning tool, just like as a kid, we use a building block. First, we use certain vocabulary, then, we go for more advanced level. Similarly, in the, AI concept, what I encourage everyone, you start experimenting with things. These are free to use AI tools. So you can try it on a, maybe a simple, you can try with any of the simple concept, try it, learn it, and then once you have a level of understanding, then you can customize it to a very advanced level. But the first part is you go for trying. You interact with these free to use AI tools, and you will see how good they are. Do we have any specific query, like somebody has unmuted, like Deepak, can you help in the moderation and ask if they are seeking any query? Please elaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah. In chat GPT, what specific you are looking for in case, like in elaboration? Please elaborate regarding chat GPT. So this is the chat GPT, and what I say, this is,
Prabhat, can you
yeah,
please share your screen again?
okay, let is it visible?
I think I have some problem here. I am unable to see.
Can anybody else confirm whether they are able to see the screen? Like,
Yeah,
is it
it is visible.
okay?
Okay,
Okay.
please continue. Yeah, I think I have some issues.
So,
Yes, yes, sir. We can.
perfect. Thanks for confirming. So this is Chat GPT, and let's say maybe let's ask Chat GPT how to use. Maybe I would say, you just start trying. Any question you have, you simply ask. You can ask any of the LLM. It's saying in how you want to use Chat GPT. Is it in terms of drafting any official letter, like we demonstrated for creation of a DPR? You can even create SRS specification. It can help in summarizing of the document. It can help in I would say grammar correction also. The best part is about most of this LLM is you can help in brainstorming of the ideas, the risk management plan, the strategy concept. It is highlighting how to use it, how to use a real role based prompting. So, so it is giving highlight, certain example. Act as a joint secretary, draft a note for cabinet approval, a technical evaluation committee. So I'm saying it depends upon your requirement, how you want to use it. Like, just somebody wants to create a 2D or 3D image of an house, and somebody wants to have a DPR and maybe a land registration portal. So it depends upon the requirement you have, and you can use it. But right now it is more limited towards like generation of text, images, videos, and then there are different tools for creating presentation, which I highlighted. Gamma is there, Copilot is there. So anything specific you were looking in terms of utilization of Chat GPT, then maybe you can text and I can try to highlight. While using Chat GPT without logging in, will the query or shared information be retained after closing the current session? So sometimes, yes, even without login, they capture the session for a certain time frame, and maybe just I guess within a 12 or 24 hours, they do retain the context because they're tracking the IP and everything. And then if all the details, even if you want to, let's say you want to erase the information which you have, then you can simply go into the Chat GPT and you can you know ask for that prompt deletion also from the history. So you can do so if, let's say, you just want to have it anonymized. Can we integrate AI tools like Copilot in Excel? Yes, you can. And I would say we have a very a dedicated session on how you can have for data analysis purpose the co-pilots. So we have structured this program in such a way, because data analysis, let's say you want to have data analysis creation of, let's say, rich bar graph or certain charts you want to create. So yes, it is possible for creation of data analysis, and even merging multiple sheets to one Excel, as manually merging may take time and consume. Yes, it is possible. It is very much possible because uh, you know uh, uh, we have one dedicated data analytics team over here. So I will invite them maybe in a later course of session where they will dedicate this particular session in terms of Excel part also, how you can have a macro creation, certain pie chart creation. So they will help you in that. So Deepa, what we can do, we can have certain more sessions which can be aligned depending upon the feedback they are seeking, so that we can have further alignment of the session.
Sure, sure.
So just even to showcase, let me again try to what
There's
I
one
highlight.
query, Prabhat.
Yeah.
It says while using ChatGPT without logging in, will the query share information retain closing the session, current
Yes, I
session?
told you.
Retain after closing the current session. Okay.
Yes, yes, that's what I said. They do, capture the IP also, and everything is being there, the MAC ID and everything. So they do retain information, but still somehow, you don't want that information to be highlighted. You can, because ultimately, while you are using any of the AI tool, they are giving the, that disclaimer: the data you are using is being used for training of the models. So yes, the information is being captured. Now, what I was saying, somehow we have seen lot of text and image generation, but to highlight, even in Gemini, we have a feature even, creating of a video also. So there are even tools existing for video creation also. Maybe let's say it, maybe a seven. So it is not, the tools are not only just limited to maybe text or images. It can help in certain image creation also. And they are more, advanced tool which are existing. Let's say Sora is one of the tool. It can help in video generation. You can simply give any of the prompt, and the images it can create into videos. But generally they are very, compute intensive, and they take time to render. So it may showcasing a time of, let's say, 1 to 2 minutes. So there are different tools, like Mid Journey is also among one of the tools for video generation. This is just to highlight, what different tools are existing. And Google View is there, this is for the image. So these are, different tools which, and like somebody was even asking, this is a very good tool for video generation. You simply give a prompt, and depending upon your level of account, videos could be created. So these are some so rich images, videos which are being created. Let's say, if I have given a prompt for, let's say, for Manipur. So this is, the video which has. So maybe, this is something which I was talking about, the cultural AI concept. I don't know whether this is the right depiction of the cultural aspect of the Manipur. So that is where the next level of advancement is happening in terms of cultural AI. But just to highlight, there is a capability of video generation also. What about photo editing? Yes, in images, Google Images, you can do the, you know, Google Nano Banana, you can edit the images also. But that's what how deepfakes are being created. Any other particular, or Deepa, what I suggest, because we may have a little information from the participant where they are seeking more on any specific topic they want to explore, in terms of, let's say, somebody is suggesting for data analysis component. and we already have our safe and trusted AI cybersecurity component. So we will align dedicated session so that people can have end-to-end understanding for usage of AI tools.
Sure, we'll do that.
So if any of the participant has any query, or they can, or maybe they can, if anybody wants to explore more an idea along with Manipur SEMT teams, at the central level also at NEGD, we can extend, how we can fine tune any idea. So Deepak, like, can we conclude, or like anything specific is there? Is it advisable to use DeepSeek? Right now, I would say, yeah, there was a lot of concern in, because that particular model is being developed in China. So a lot of privacy concerns were being there, for the DeepSeek. So yeah, advisory is not right now not to use of a DeepSeek, which is being there, because given the concern in terms of geopolitics we have. Deepa,
I
I think, yeah,
yeah. I think we can conclude now, because
yeah,
uh, yeah,
I
we will
was,
discuss on what to be planned, and we'll discuss on the next session also.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. To all the participants, I have shared the link. So kindly please update your details there, so that for the follow-up sessions it will be easy for us, and you will get the concerned link for that particular session. So please do that.
Do you have the list of AI apps? So I would say, somehow I even started in the beginning, it is not to promote any tools, and but at a central level, no, we are not recommending any such, or maybe branding of any of the tools. So I would say you can simply, even Google it, or you may ask simple Chat GPT, give me the AI app for, maybe let's say, video generation. Give me an AI app for, let's say, video creation for presentation. So it will list down all the element. But right now, as per recommending of AI, there is no as such list for that. So Deepa, I think, thank you to all the participants, and to the Manipur SEMT teams, and all the different organization officials of the Manipur which have been associated with this particular meeting. So a very, very thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Prabhat. And there's one last question.
So
Sometimes do
sometimes
we
we
use
use, yeah, official document. Is it totally safe and secure? I mean, any chance of leaking? Yes, there are chances of leaking. Definitely there are. And I would again say, you need to have a very clear understanding what is a confidential and sensitive data. And somehow it's not advisable to upload any of the sensitive documents, for sure. That is a very rule of thumb. Do not upload any confidential government related data.
All right, Prabhat. Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah,
for your time.
thank
And
you,
I'm
thank you,
sure
team.
we'll have
Thank
lots
you.
of doubts, and we'll come to you.
Absolutely. I think, any of people, any of have doubt, they can channelize it with the, through the Manipur State SEMT team, and definitely we'll be happy to answer.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Prabhat.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.